ready? Well, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm taking my daughter out for lunch. She's got a day off school today, and it's supposed to be 35, feeling like 42 degrees Celsius today. So what a nice day to be out on the bike. So I thought today would be a good time to talk about some tips on riding 2-up. If anyone's like me, I bought a motorcycle to enjoy with my wife. The kids enjoy it as well. Well, my daughter enjoys going out on it. My son, he's 13 now, and apparently it's embarrassing to be on the bike with his dad now, but my daughter still likes to go out with me once in a while. So if anyone's like me, I would say 65 to 70% of the time I'm out on the bike, I'm actually riding 2-up between my wife, my daughter, and, well, my son hasn't been on it this year at all, so he went on it a couple times last year, but now it's embarrassing, so whatever. So yeah, a lot of time I spend riding 2-up. I probably started riding 2-up before I was ready to, but I also started riding this motorcycle before I was ready to, so I'm an anomaly. I'm also a dad, so you do as I say, not as I do. So yeah, why am I'm an anomaly. It was again, my licensing got all messed up, so I started riding the bike, or actually I got the bike before I was able to take the course. I was supposed to take the course and then get the bike, but anyways, part of that was my daughter really wanted to go on the bike with me. So as I was riding around the town, again, I shouldn't have. I was more scared than she was, but she's like, might as well just do it, get it over with, that way we're not scared anymore. So she jumped on the back. We didn't even have a backrest at the time, and just drove around. So I mean, 40 kilometers an hour, which again probably was a good thing for me, because I got my slow speed skills up. They're still not great, but they're better than what they would have been if I would have just got on the bike and just started driving at regular road speeds. But so yeah, we started right off the hop, you know, riding. I think I had taken the bike out maybe twice before my daughter jumped on the back with me. So and from that experience, it does make a big difference. So anyways, I thought I would come on here and just share a few tips with you about starting off riding 2-up. Take it from a guy who did everything wrong. Don't do what I did, and try to learn from my mistakes, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So the first tip is, if you can, adjust your suspension on your motorcycle. On these, well actually I don't even know if it's all the Harley Softails. On this Softail here, I do have an adjustable rear suspension, so I crank it up. And the owner's manual, I have a little diagram of what the settings should be at based on the weight of the driver and the passenger. So I adjusted for that. It will help the motorcycle handle better, which should go without saying. Tip number 2 is learn how to get on and off the motorcycle with your passenger. Find what works for you. What works best for us. My daughter likes one way, my wife likes a different way. So my wife likes getting on first. My daughter likes me getting on first. So my wife getting on first, and then I get on. I call that the shade tree mechanic, or yeah, shade tree surgeon way. I see him, that's how he gets on. So if you're an old fat guy like me, make sure you limber up, because that seat is sometimes higher than you think it is. You don't want to be ripping any pants or pulling any quads or hamstrings, right? So yeah, and also getting off the bike, there's nothing worse than stopping in a crowded area and trying to get off and making a complete ass out of yourself. So yeah, tip number 2, make sure you practice that getting on and off. Now tip number 3, I would say go slow. And when I say go slow, I'm talking about adding weight to the motorcycle. So the more weight you add to the motorcycle, the heavier it's going to be, and the harder it's going to be to manage. So if you're able to load up a bag or something and throw that on as cargo first and drive around, you know, like 20 pounds, 30 pounds, and just keep increasing it before you putting a passenger on, I would highly recommend doing that, because your motorcycle is going to handle way different with more weight on it. Any motorcycle rider will tell you that it is a lot harder riding with more weight on it. The motorcycle handles completely different, and that's straight from cornering, braking, accelerating, all of it. It's different when you have more weight, and the more weight you add, the harder it is. And then also just even taking it, just even getting it upright if with a passenger on it, stopping, putting your foot down, there's a lot more weight on it, it's a lot harder to do. So if you can start off with putting some kind of bag on the back, some luggage, something like that, just to get used to that before you get up to a passenger, that's the best thing to do. The smaller the bike, the more impact weight's going to have on it. 50 pounds on let's say 50 pounds on a Virago 250 is going to feel a lot more to it than putting 50 pounds onto this beast. The motorcycle's already a lot lighter, so adding more on it is going to change the characteristics a lot. So just keep that in mind. If you do start with a package on the back, you know, like even a 50-pound piece of luggage on the back, and start driving around and you get comfortable with it, and then you go and try to put a 100-pound person on it, you're gonna have a lot more issues than the luggage. So a little bit of construction here. So yeah, go slow with the adding the weight to it, and then working your way up to a passenger. And remember, you're always a beginner when it comes to a passenger, because having a passenger on, they move. So don't take it for granted that just because you've ridden for a while with the passenger on, that they're not going to do something back there that might be unexpected. So tip number 4, that's just it. Talk to your passenger before you go for a ride. Let them know, especially if they've never been on a motorcycle before, let them know what to expect. You know, they can't be on there jumping around, moving around. You don't want that. No one wants that. They're going to cause an accident. And And the bigger they are, the more movement that's going to create on the bike. So if you have a small child on the back and they move around, yeah, you'll be able to muscle it around with them, depending on how big you are, obviously. But you get an adult on there and they move around and they move the bike around, right? And if you're not ready for it, bad things can happen. So talk to your passenger, let them know. Don't be jumping around, don't, you know, pay attention. When you're going into a corner, lean with me, right? You got to pay attention. You can't just be back there just lollygagging. Now, having said that, I will say my daughter is heavier than my wife. She's, you know, she's got a little bit of my genes in there. So my wife isn't a very big woman anyway. So she's actually heavier than my wife, and with my wife's weight on it, I actually prefer my wife not leaning, because she's one that doesn't really pay attention very often. So that's fine. I know that about her. So I let her do what she needs to do back there. I mean, she's not jumping up and down, standing up or anything like that, but she just sits there. She doesn't lean with me, she doesn't do anything. And I'm fine with that, because I know that's how she's going to respond. My daughter, on the other hand, she pays attention. She actually likes leaning in. She likes the feel of it. She wants to get down there, right? So, you know your passenger. I would suggest having your passenger lean with you to begin with, because it's going to help you in the cornering. And I mean, don't, like, make sure they lean with you, not more than you, less than you. They're leaning with you, helping you, not hurting you, right? And the last tip I have for you is pay attention. People talk about how dangerous motorcycles are and how bad things can happen. Well, bad things can happen with two people on it, and then that's two people that are in danger. So it's not just you're thinking about now. You have to think about someone else on your motorcycle. So I mean, you worry about other people around on the road as well, but when you have someone, like in my instance, my daughter or my wife, you know, I'm responsible for them. Not that I'm not responsible for them in real life as well, but even more so on a motorcycle. I don't want them getting hurt. So you have to pay more attention. You have to be more alert. If they move around, you got to be prepared for that. So you got to be prepared for anything when they're on the back. Because even small things, if their butt's getting a little numb and they just need to make a little butt adjustment, hopefully you've talked to them and you tell them, you know, wait, tap me on the shoulder when we come to a stop that you're going to be making a movement, and let them do it there. But sometimes they forget and they'll do it while you're moving, so you be prepared for that. Always be prepared for a movement that you're not prepared for, which doesn't really make sense, but trust me. You don't want to, and I actually, you guys probably don't even notice this, but with my daughter on the back right now, and you can see she's back there, I'm not talking with my hands as much as I normally do. I have my hands on the handlebars at all times. I don't like taking them off because I don't know. My daughter, like I said, my daughter's very good on being on the bike. She pays attention. She's leaning with me. You know, she doesn't move around. If she needs something, she taps my shoulder. We stop and we talk about it. But I still, not that I don't trust her, which I don't trust her, but I keep my hands on, because the slightest move, if I'm sitting here talking, waving my hands around, talking to you guys, and she makes a move, you know, like I keep saying, bad things are going to happen. So I'm alert, I'm paying attention, I have my hands on the handlebars. And a bonus tip is have fun. motorcycling with more people is fun as hell. You know, you have a destination in mind, you enjoy the trip there, you get to talk about it when you get there, wherever you're going. We happen to be going for lunch today, so a little Barburrito. Actually, no, we're not going to Barburrito. We're going to Mucho Burrito. We don't have a Mucho Burrito near where I live, and that's always been my favorite. So we're gonna go there, have a little lunch, talk about our ride, and then we'll head back. So anyways, those are my tips for anyone starting to ride. There's lots of other moto vloggers and motorcycle channels out there. You know, get some more hints from them. Anyways, safe riding, and we'll catch you in the next one.